What's up, witches? I am Poseidon's Kiss, and I'm here because it's October 1st. It is the first day of my birth month, which means it is also time for my friends and family to celebrate their birthdays with me. Today is the birthday of one of my favorite people in the world, my sister from another mister, my BFF. And I want to share with you a few of the lessons that I learned from my BFF. Um, My BFF and I have been friends since 2012. It's been a long journey, and we have taught each other so many things that I just want to take this moment to appreciate all the lessons we've learned throughout these years and share them with the people I know. So, one of the things that I learned from my BFF is call your friends often. They are never going to be upset for hearing about you, hearing from you. Even if they can answer or they can come to the phone, your friends are always going to be happy to hear from you. So it's never a bad thing to pick up the phone and give them a call. I know phone call culture is not very popular in the US and most of the world, to be perfectly honest, but having a phone call with someone you care about when you need to talk to someone is really, really wonderful. And some people can just make the world better just with talking with them. So, call your friends often. Another thing I have learned from my BFS is that confrontation isn't always a bad thing. Yeah, it sucks. It's awful. When you get to the point with someone, you need to confront them about something because they're either being a bad person, being a bad friend, making bad choices. Confrontation is not easy, it's not pleasant, it's not comfortable, but it's necessary. And it's good for friendship. That's how we grow, that's how we learn, that's how we move forward. And I will never have learned how to do confrontations had it not been for my BFF. Honestly, I am very grateful that she taught me how to confront my friends and family by confronting me about my issues. So, thank you for that. Another thing I have learned from my BFF is the value of your chosen family. I have a very rough relationship with my family, but my BFF is my honorary sister. She is more of a sister to me than some people in my family have ever been. So I want to give credit where credit is due and say thank you to my BFF for teaching me the value of chosen family because the people you choose sometimes are more family to you than those people you are born with or into. So, yeah, the value of chosen family. Um, Distance is just a number. Took me a while to learn this one, but distance between two people doesn't make their friendship thinner, doesn't make their friendship disappear. Yeah, sometimes it makes it a little bit harder to have that connection and to have that relationship. But at the end of the day, friendship is just a number, and the relationships that you care about will continue to grow as long as you water them and feed them as they need to, whether it be with phone calls, text messages, conversations, or road trips. If a friendship is true and if a friendship is worth keeping and you put enough effort into it, the friendship will stay alive regardless of time and space. Thank you for teaching me that, bestie. Um, Sometimes people get to this point where life really sucks. There is very little or none to be done about this. And thanks to my BFF, I have learned that sometimes all you can do is be there for someone. Not necessarily fix their problem, not necessarily come up with a solution for anything, but being there for someone when they need you, even if it's just to sit alone in the dark with them, can be a powerful gift. Uh, just listening to someone's story, just holding their hand while they're sad. Just being there is already doing something that is so precious, and I have learned this from my BFF. So, thank you for that lesson too. Um, there's always time to being a kid. We spend so much time in this adult world doing taxes, doing work, doing homework, doing this, that we forget we have every right and the duty to be a child as much as we can, because that's how we enjoy life. To play a game every once in a while, to dive into a new hobby once in a while, to make new friends, new connections. Doing things that only kids do as an adult is one of the biggest pleasures in life. And I am very thankful that I learned this early on in life. And I wouldn't have learned it without my BFF. Um, Friends call each other out. Not pretty, but true. When a friend of yours is being a butt, or being mean, or being rude, or simply just not being a good person or not being a good friend, it is your duty as a friend to call them out. I know, because I've been called out by my BFF and by other friends of mine. It is imperative that you call people out when they are not being good people, so they can learn to be. So they can learn from their mistakes and they can move forward. Uh, this doesn't mean you have to be mean about it, but it is necessary that you let someone know, hey, your behavior isn't the best. You're not being a good friend to your friends. Or have you checked your behavior lately? Because it's upsetting some people. I've been called out. I don't like it. But it's necessary for friendships to grow, to be able to call each other out. Starting new chapters is always worth the sacrifice. I have never started a new chapter in my life without fear, because let's be honest, change is terrifying, it's scary, it's new, but every time you start a new chapter in your life, it's worth everything you're sacrificing for that new chapter. This is another lesson that I learned from my BFF, who is always traveling, who's always doing something new, interesting, and fun with their lives. And I'm very happy that I learned to apply this lesson into my own life, because starting over, starting new chapters used to be terrifying for me. And now that I have learned this lesson, it's not so bad. New chapters can be fun. And sacrificing that which needs to be sacrificed for something new, it's always worth it. The last thing I wanna, the last lesson I wanna talk about from my BFF is that goodbyes aren't always forever. Saying goodbye to someone is not saying I'll never see you again. Sometimes it's just a see you later. Sometimes it's a see you in a few years. Sometimes it's I won't talk to you until you apologize. And that moment may never come. But sometimes it does. And sometimes all friendships grow anew. And sometimes distance and time are just numbers, and you get to have that connection once again after X amount of time or after moving somewhere. It's a beautiful lesson that there's always something new um, that can come, and you're never truly sure of what that is. So, yep, this is some lessons that I have learned from my BFF. And on her birthday, I wanted to thank her for all these lessons, for every lesson she has taught me, for every moment of friendship, for every second of being there for me and being there for her. I am very grateful to have such a wonderful human being as my BFF. And I am very grateful and honored to call her my friend, because that title has been earned more than 10 times over. And since it is my BFF's birthday, I want to say You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. When the road seems rough ahead and you're miles and miles from your nice warm bed, you just remember what your old pals say. Oh, you got a friend in me. Yeah, you got a friend in me. Some of these folks might be a little bit smarter than I am, a little bit stronger too, and they probably make you way better YouTube videos. But none of them will ever love you the way I do. It's me and you, girl. And as the year go by, our friendship will never die. You're gonna see it's our destiny. You got a friend in me. Yeah, you got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. Happy birthday, bestie.